Imagine waking up one morning to find the sky glowing brighter than ever before. Not the usual golden sunrise, but a blinding, searing white light spreading across the horizon. Within seconds, your phone, your car, your city, everything around you stops working. Because the impossible has just happened. The sun has hit the earth. But what would that actually mean? What would it look like if the sun, the very source of life, turned into the agent of our destruction? Today on Factcy, we're diving into one of the most terrifying what-if scenarios in science. What if the sun collided with Earth? To understand this, we first need to know how far away the sun really is. The sun sits about 93 million miles away, or roughly 150 million kilometers. That's the perfect distance, close enough to keep us warm, but far enough to stop us from burning alive. If it were even a few percent closer, Earth's oceans would boil away. If it were a bit farther, they'd freeze solid. It's a cosmic balance so precise, it's often called the Goldilocks zone. Now imagine that balance breaking. The sun, a ball of plasma over 100 times wider than Earth, begins to drift toward us. Even before it physically hits Earth, the consequences would be apocalyptic. At just a few million kilometers closer, the heat would rise dramatically. Global temperatures would soar past 100 degrees Celsius. Forests would ignite like matchsticks. The polar ice caps would vanish within days, flooding every coastal city on the planet. But it wouldn't stop there. The air would become unbreathable, filled with smoke, ash, and evaporated ocean mist. Ozone layers would disintegrate, and deadly radiation from the sun would pour directly onto Earth's surface. Everything that depends on photosynthesis, plants, crops, the entire food chain would collapse. The world as we know it would start to cook. And that's still before impact. Because if the sun actually moved into Earth's orbit, the gravitational effects would be catastrophic. The moon would be ripped away or crash into us long before the sun arrived. The tectonic plates beneath our feet would start to shift violently. Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and superstorms would rage across the planet. The oceans would boil into space, leaving nothing but dry, cracked land and burning rock. Then, the unthinkable moment arrives. The sun finally touches Earth, except, in reality, it's not like two solid objects colliding. The sun is not solid, it is an enormous sphere of hydrogen and helium plasma, with temperatures reaching over 15 million degrees Celsius at its core. When it reaches Earth, our planet wouldn't crash, it would vaporize. The outer layers of Earth would instantly disintegrate. The crust, mantle, and core would melt into plasma, merging with the sun's outer atmosphere, the corona. All traces of human civilization, history, and even the planet's identity would vanish. Earth would simply become a part of the sun's mass, another swirl of gas in the fiery storm of our star. But here's the mind-bending part. Even before the sun could reach us physically, the sheer increase in radiation and gravity would destroy us long before any collision. Earth's orbit would destabilize, flinging us into the sun or hurling us into deep space. In either case, life would be impossible. Now you might wonder, could something like this ever really happen? Not in the way you imagine. The sun is stable right now, and there's no chance of it suddenly moving toward us. But billions of years from now, something close to this scenario will unfold naturally. In about 5 billion years, the sun will run out of hydrogen fuel at its core. When that happens, it will start to expand, transforming into a red giant. Its outer layers will swell so enormously that it will engulf Mercury and Venus, and possibly Earth. Before that, the intense heat will already strip away our atmosphere and boil our oceans dry. The surface will turn into molten rock long before the sun physically reaches us. In a sense, the sun will hit Earth not by crashing into it, but by burning it alive. Scientists have modeled this transformation, and the numbers are staggering. At its largest, the sun could stretch more than 200 times its current size. Temperatures on Earth's surface would exceed 3,000 degrees Celsius. Every trace of the planet's surface would vaporize into space. The Earth wouldn't explode, it would fade, slowly dissolving into the dying light of its parent star. But there's still something poetic about this ending. The same star that gave birth to life would one day reclaim it. Every atom of our bodies, every drop of ocean water, every molecule of air would return to the sun, recycled back into the universe, waiting to become something new. Because that's the true beauty of cosmic destruction. In space, nothing truly ends, it only transforms. Even if the sun hits the Earth one day, the matter that made our world won't be lost. It will drift through the cosmos, maybe forming another planet, another life, somewhere else in the galaxy. So yes, if the sun hit the Earth, it would be the ultimate end for humanity. But it would also be a reminder of something bigger, that everything we are is part of an endless cosmic cycle, where creation and destruction are two sides of the same story. And maybe, somewhere far in the future, a new world will orbit a new star, and life will rise again, looking up at its sun, wondering how it all began. This is Factcy, where every question takes you closer to the truth. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay curious.